Do not obey. Zombie talk. I've seen some fish you cannot explain.
Back in the 1800s, somewhere in Georgia, a poor farmer family expected their 5th child. The husband knew they couldn't feed another mouth, so he and a doctor arranged for the doctor to dispose of the baby immediately after birth. After the birth of the baby, the doctor took the baby and dropped it over a bridge. Now, if you drive to the bridge on a cloudless night with a full moon and a sprinkle of baby powder on your car, they say if you turn your engine off and your lights for 10 minutes, you'll hear a baby crying and see baby footprints in the baby powder. A young man visited Fort Mountain in Georgia and asked his friend to take a picture of him. Legend has it that the friend took the picture, screamed and fainted, then died 2 days later in the hospital. The picture revealed the photo of a ghostly woman next to the boy. Once the haunted pillar in Augusta, Georgia, sat in the middle of an Augusta market. An evangelist wanted to preach next to the pillar. When he was not permitted to do so because of the authorities, he put a curse on the town, saying everything would be blown away except for the pillar. A freak tornado flew through the market and tore down everything but that pillar. Accounts going way back to the 60s show that anyone who tries to move the pillar is killed. A patrol officer in Garden City took chase with a car driving erratically. Strangely, the car swerved off onto a dirt road and went straight through a chain-link fence, as if it wasn't there. The police officer apparently has the whole incident on camera. David Hurt rode a Martyr train in the 80s on his way to his Stone Mountain home. It was late at night and the train car he was on was particularly empty. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw a dark-haired man in a black suit sit next to him. When he turned to look directly at the man, he wasn't there. Was it a ghost of a man who died on the Martyr? David doesn't know for sure what he saw, but it sure does make for a good story. In 1840, a slave owner went to attack a slave named Ellick in his quarters. The slave owner fell off a ladder and impaled himself on a sword. Ellick was falsely accused of his murder and was sentenced to death. Ellick was chained by his ankles and wrists to the floor of his cell right before his hanging. It was said that people can still feel his presence and sometimes can hear Ellick's sad song. In 1946, in the place Ellis Hotel was, the Weinkauf Hotel set, a fire took place at this hotel, which took 119 lives. Some people were so desperate to escape, they jumped to their deaths, throwing their children before them. The disaster was nicknamed the Titanic on Peachtree. Employees in the Ellis Hotel report seeing ghosts, missing tools, and for 2 weeks straight, the fire alarm went off at 2:48 a.m. every night, which was right before the deadly fire took place. This covered bridge is located in Smyrna, Georgia, and is supposedly surrounded by the waterheads. The waterheads are the ghosts of the children who died at the creek underneath. The legend goes that if you park on the bridge, turn off your car, and put a Snickers bar on top of your car, the kids will scramble on the car and take the Snickers bar away. People do ask that you please do not try this at this bridge. This is a really busy bridge, and you may become a ghost yourself. The Kensal House is located in Marietta, Georgia, and once served as a military hospital for Confederate soldiers in the 1860s. This house has seen gruesome days with amputated limbs stacked up outside of the windows. Ghost hunters have claimed there have been more than 700 spirits at this house. This home was once a commissary during the Civil War. The story goes that a 17-year-old soldier was in love with the daughter of the shop owner. The soldier was accused of treason and hanged. The daughter, seeing this, hangs herself in her room. People have said to have seen the two lovers together, whispering in their ears and dancing at night. Rated as one of the most haunted spots in Augusta, Georgia, the Patridge Inn is still in operation. Many locals have reported ghostly experiences. If you're from Georgia, and if you stay there, let me know if you have some. This clubhouse was once a place where the most influential families in America spent their time. Among them were the Vanderbilts, Morgans, and many others. Samuel Spencer, the deceased railroad manager, is said to be seen at a suite in the annex, enjoying his morning coffee and newspaper. Other ghosts, such as the ghosts of former employees who still perform their duties to the guests that check in and out of this hotel. The famous Bird Girl statue, which appeared on the cover of St. Bernadette's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, was located in this cemetery. The statue has since been moved to a museum. The legend of Gracie Watson was a little girl that died of pneumonia at the age of 6 and now haunts the statue that was made in her honor. Now people leave little trinkets at the statue's feet for the little girl. Some say that if people move the trinkets, they can hear the girl cry, and that sometimes the statue cries blood.